the things you always talk about, how you have enough, how you embrace competition. These moments, are nights like tonight did they kind of epitomize what you've been saying, what Pat and Mickey and all that has built here?
Yeah, I mean, what we talked about this morning was forget about how we got here. I mean, you can be frustrated, you can be, it can feel like it sucks, like that we were in the play-in and that, we lost the first game. But if you can get past all that, it's like, all right, we get an opportunity to have a game with this kind of competitive spirit and consequences. That's what all of the guys in the locker room want. Like when they're thinking about this, in the summertime, we have guys that want those games with, the feeling that you have going into it. And we have a bunch of type A competitors. So, I wanted them to embrace it, to enjoy it, to, be grateful, to have a game like that where it's not a pickup game. It's not like a game where it doesn't have meaning. Those are the games. These are the games that you think about and you reflect on, later on where you're like, oh, that was a lot of fun. These games are fun. The playing games are fun. I'd rather not be in a playing game, but they're fun. And our competitors, I think enjoyed that. I also told them, like, everything that we've experienced here as an organization, I have an incredible appreciation, for having an opportunity just to make the playoffs. I have an appreciation for the things you can't buy, the things that you have to earn. We had to earn this. You can't influence it. You can't pay money for it. You actually have to collectively come together to earn it. And we had to do it the hard way, just to get this first ticket punched for the invitation, to this dance. And then we'll, figure out this next thing, as we get into this next series. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in the playoffs. I'm grateful for this locker room to have this opportunity. And I think they're appreciative of it as well.
How did all the experience Jaime got in the regular season, all the different roles he played, can prepare him for this moment to start in this type of game?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. I think that's what happened. Right before he was starting to, we shut him down, he started to appear on everybody's scouting report. That's a sign of respect. I think early on in the season, he was just playing freely. I don't think anybody was scheming against him, and he took advantage of all of that. You have to be a mature and skilled player to be able to do that. Things changed, and then his health, kind of, forced him to take a step back. And then when he came back, he was dealing with both things, with being out of rhythm, having a slightly different role, and then being on a scouting report where teams were a lot more physical with him on his post-ups or drives or anything of that nature. But where he is now, I don't care about what his stats are, what kind of numbers he's putting up. He's much better than where he was in November. He can read defenses. He can see the next layer of the defense. His understanding of our defensive system is much better. I think his passing has really improved. And we're grateful for that because we're going to need all of that now, particularly with Jimmy being out.
What Tyler did, he's spent so much time in his career as a leading man. Things change, things evolve. But to see what he did tonight, one, did you need that, and were you expecting that?
I was, I'm always feeling like our guys are going to go off and seize the moment. Tyler's a competitor, so he's always going to bring a great mindset, to the game, and I think that's part of competition. Sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. How do you respond to it? How do you keep on showing up the next day and to the next opponent, the next challenge? I think that's what makes or breaks people in this league. And we needed a performance from him, tonight, and he did it on all levels. He did it defensively. He was a playmaker for us. He played off the ball for us. He knocked down shots for us, and he created stuff at the end of offense when we needed shot making. So he did it all tonight, and he also electrified the crowd, which, he's had a way of doing that, since his rookie year.
And then just to get Duncan back, even in a measured dose, but to have him back, see a couple of go in with his threes, how heartening is that?
Yeah. Especially after some of the news we've gotten, I can just see it on the faces of Jimmy and Terry. But yesterday was really important, for Duncan. I think this last week or so has been really important for him. He's been making progress, and then tonight for him to be able to knock down a couple shots was great. I think that's what everybody notices, but I notice all the overreactions he creates, whether he's knocking down shots or not. Our offense just looks, different when he's involved in a trigger, and that'll be needed in the next series.
More questions.
You were used to seeing Kevin, impact the game from the three-point line, but today it seemed like you were running the offense through him, coasting him up a lot, 10 of 10 from the line. What did you see from his game tonight, and why did the decision to kind of change the way you used him in the game?
Well, that's the savviness of a decorated veteran, right? He's been in every situation. He's competed for championships. He's been, a multi-year all-star, so he's had all the different roles, so he can always tap into different parts of his menu that he's done, especially in small doses. They went super small, there at the end of the third quarter. So I had a couple plays diagrammed, and as soon as they went small, it's like, who can get to who? And I was like, all right, we had the first crack at it, so we're throwing it in the post. And we did that, several possessions straight. We won that, battle, but you have to be skilled and big to be able to do that. And Kevin has both of those things, and that made them blink, and then they went bigger because of that, and then he ended up playing on the outside and doing what he normally does.
And then obviously with Kevin leading the wave off the bench collectively, it stands out to obviously how the bench just did their part tonight to help out in any way they could.
Yeah, not only Kevin, but what Delon and H are doing. They're so much fun to watch, what they do. I hope the basketball aficionados can really appreciate what they bring to the game, and none of it is statistical, or at least it doesn't show up on here. I don't know what either one of them scored, but it's probably not a lot. But they're dynamic defensively. Our team really appreciates what they do. They do all the dirty work, and they kind of inspire everybody to make more efforts, defensively. I just enjoy watching them compete and make an impact on the game. They're both winning players, and so much of the league ends up being about that final number on the box score. Those guys are, they're winning basketball players. All right, thanks.